What's up, guys? Thomas Mott here. Welcome to the Thomas Mott Show free agency edition on a crazy Monday. Deals are going back and forth and back and forth. We already have 2 players leaving Philadelphia and 1 key player staying as of filming right now. More videos to come if more things happen. Subscribe, thumbs up, here we go. Big news of the day. You knew it was coming. I told you it was coming, and here it is. Jason Kelce is returning to the Eagles in 2023. He is officially back. We kind of knew this was going to happen, but fun that the news has finally dropped. Philadelphia has their big free agent signing, if you will, and bringing back Jason Kelce. Bleeding Green Nation has the article, and you see the tweet on your screen. Kelce, I put much thought into whether it makes sense to play another season. After talking it over with my wife and many other friends and family, I have decided to return for another year. Thankful to all my supporters, detractors for fueling me. I ain't bleeping done yet, end quote. How about that? I don't have ever gotten 1,000 likes on a Thomas Mott Show, ever. Let's get 1,000 likes just for the fact that Jason Kelce is coming back to Philadelphia and reforging the greatest offensive line in the National Football League. Thumbs up for that. It is absolutely fantastic. Now, a couple of thoughts here. 1, cap space. He's going to cost about $14 million. We don't know the exact terms there, but the expectation is that comes out of this year's salary cap, meaning Philadelphia's potential $20, $25, $30 million after restructuring some contracts is going to be a little bit lower. And so you got to emphasize this is like signing a key free agent. That doesn't guarantee that they're going to lose T.J. Johnson or James Bradbury. As of filming this show right now, they have not. No word on those two just yet, but this does come out of their salary cap, and so while it's great news for Philadelphia, fantastic news for Philadelphia, it will impact who they will be able to sign as the day continues on, and of course, as, you know, free agents come and free agents go. Now, I expect Isaac Seumalo to leave. He most likely will announce that at some point, either by the time you're watching this show or later on this evening or tomorrow. Cam Jurgens will be slotted in to be the starting right guard for Philadelphia. He will play alongside Jason Kelce, and the Eagles' offensive line will have one of the most dynamic interior trios between Dickerson, Kelce, and Jurgens. The athleticism is insane throughout the entire National Football League. Big, big news there. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, the news that just broke. This is shocking to me. Not shocking the fact that Javon Hargrave is gone, but to where he actually ends up here. Adam Schefter, this is seconds ago, quote, former Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave has reached an agreement on a 4-year, $84 million deal and includes $40 million guaranteed at signing with the San Francisco 49ers, per sources. Deal negotiating confirmed by Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, and Ryan Matha. That is... It's shocking, honestly. Now, we knew we were not going to keep Javon Hargrave. He was going to command $20+ million a year. That's exactly what he went ahead and got here. The question is, how are the 49ers finding this money? This is a big-time signing and making their defensive line even scarier. And you talk about threats to Philadelphia's throne in the NFC. Sure, the Niners have quarterback issues, but truly, their defense is really, really good. This makes them way, way better. It would be much easier to root for Javon Hargrave had he gone to the Bears or the Falcons, you know, teams that are rebuilding with a bunch of money who you weren't going to worry about in the postseason. And so, okay, you want to be a Bear or Falcon? Sure, have fun. But he's a San Francisco 49er. Very bizarre here. I guess congrats to Niner Nation, but I'm really much not enjoying the fact that he is going on to be one of the big rivals in really all of Philadelphia right now, especially for what the 49ers did in terms of whining and complaining about losing that game when Brock Purdy got hurt because they wanted to block, you know, Hassan Reddick with the tight end. I'm trying to blank on his name right now, George Kittle. It just was ridiculous how much they cried about losing the NFC title game, which I was at, and yet here we go. They have a much better interior defensive line, makes them a lot scarier. Congrats to Hargrave for getting the bag. He deserves it. One of the best defensive tackles in the league, but thinks he's going on to the 49ers. Okay, quickly here, I want to mention, still running the Thomas Mott March Madness Challenge with our friends at TFM. If you guys want to join me and what is going to be a very fun fantasy sports betting league via our friends at Viget, click the link down below in the description box. Basically, anyone in a legal betting state can jump on. All the details are on the website. Again, it's down below. Join me. I'm going to be in this league, betting on all the March Madness games. Selection Sunday was yesterday. It's going to be a bunch of fun. Join in on that. Okay, let's move over here to some other news, which we, of course, expected. I'll be honest, this one was a little bit hard to swallow because I really thought they were going to have a real run at bringing T.J Edwards back. Bleeding Green Nation says that is not the case, as he, according to the quote, has signed with the Chicago Bears. The first Philadelphia Eagle free agent domino to fall is T.J Edwards, leaving to join the Chicago Bears on a 3-year contract. This much according to NFL insider Ian Rappaport. The deal is worth $19.5 million with $12 million guaranteed. That's top 17 making linebacker money on an annual basis. Edwards was reunited with former Eagles executive Ian Cunningham in the Windy City. The fact that he is a Lake Villa, Illinois native, well, now we're outside of Chicago, also likely factored into his signing decision, end quote. So the money here was the big factor, and you knew that T.J. Edwards, after being an undrafted free agent, not making a lot of money throughout his NFL career, would most likely go for the bag. I bet Philadelphia would be competitive with a chance to re-sign him. Who knows how much they actually tried to, but this does mean that then the Kobe Dean era is officially upon us, and he, right now, is your starting middle linebacker. I mean, the idea that, of course, many use two linebackers in a Philadelphia base defense, depending what Sean Desai wants to do, indicates that he was always going to be either the middle or the outside linebacker, again, depending on what base defense you were going to be in. But now, truly, he's one of the only linebackers left on the squad you actually trust. Sure, there's Sean Bradley in there and Davion Taylor. Maybe they re-sign Kazir White at some point today. I doubt it, but he is going to be the leader of a very young linebacking core, which maybe blossoms, and you're paying him next to nothing compared to top 17 inside linebacker money that T.J. Edwards just got, or Philadelphia has a much harder time kind of getting back to the really good linebacker play they had over the course of the last 2 seasons. I know T.J. Edwards wasn't flashy, he wasn't Ray Lewis, he wasn't Roquan Smith, wasn't the elite household linebacker name that a lot of Eagle fans have been clamoring for years and years and years since the Axeman Jeremiah Trotter, but he was still very good. He led the Eagles in tackles. He did it the past 2 seasons, and so hats off to him for getting that bag. I think the price range here was probably a little bit outside of what Philadelphia wanted to do. 3 years at basically $20 million. I mean, you're looking at $7 million a year, 12 guaranteed with the Kelce re-signing. Again, that's a big factor today. Kelce comes back. That means that there's not as much cap space left on the table. Now, I will note this, and I'm hesitant to say this because this show, of course, is not live, and so you might watch this tomorrow and be like, Thomas was dead wrong. The fact we have not heard from James Bradberry or C.J. Gardner-Johnson just yet, I think is good news for Eagle fans. Now, I'm not saying they're going to get both. I'm not saying they're going to get one. I'm not saying that they're going to get either. I have no idea. But the fact we did not hear a mega deal for C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Falcons, hour 1 of NFL free agency, I think is probably good news for the Philadelphia Eagles. But let me just finish up by saying this. Philadelphia's going to be just fine. They are going to return the best offensive line in football, one of the best quarterbacks in football, one of the best receiving cores in football. They're going to get a running back at some point. Who knows who it is going to be. They still are going to have a very good defensive line. They're going to be young at linebacker, I know, but if they can find a way to bring back one of the 3, Slay, in a restructured contract, James Bradberry or C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and then draft to fix the safety and cornerback spot, they're going to be just fine. I know people are going to go doom and gloom and panic down below in the comments section. I think so far, free agency has gone pretty darn well for Philadelphia. If I would have told you, hey, 3 months ago, first big free agent signing is Jason Kelce, you would have been like, hey, I am all for that. That is fine. And listen, we expected Hargrave to leave. I hope that Edwards would come back, but he got too much money. And so far, no big surprises for Philadelphia in free agency. But of course, subscribe and hit the notification bell because when things happen, I will have you guys covered here on the Thomas Mott Show. That is my promise and my guarantee to you is that anything that happens to Philadelphia and really anything crazy in the National Football League, I'll break down some of these other crazy signings that have happened the past couple of hours. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. Okay, first stop on a Monday. A lot of other things to happen. Stay tuned. Philadelphia just getting started. I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show.